Welcome, everybody. This is Rob. Hope you are having a great day. Happy New Year to you. Oh, man. I am excited to ring that bell, baby. It's great to be back in the office. Love having you all here. Let me know that you all can hear me. Please type in the number 1 in the chat box. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Jennifer. Morning. Happy New Year, Paula. Helen, good morning. John, afternoon. Brenda, good morning. Or afternoon. All right. Well, man, oh man. All right, Sean, so what are we doing there? All right. So it looks like you guys are not seeing me. Tommy, can you hear me? No. Something like, huh? Who? Tommy? Yeah, don't worry about Tommy. All right. I can see. There we go, Brenda. I appreciate it. Thanks for that, Lee. Very much appreciated. All right, man. Oh, man. I am excited. It's great to be back, everybody. Let's see. Let me get that there. So I'm not going on camera there, Sean. Did I do something wrong or? Okay, so what do you want? So why were they not seeing it? Hold on, guys. Technical problem. We come back the first of the new year, and already we got an issue. All right. Which button? There we go. That's good. All right. There I am in that corner. All right. Perfect. That's better. All right. We see you in a small box. That's where my wife wants to keep me, in a small box. If I get too big, too wild, it drives her nuts. Man, oh man. Welcome, everybody. I hope you had a great new year. I hope you are excited for 2023. I am. We are. My entire team, we're talking about some of the things that we're going to be going through, some of the changes we've got, some of the additions we're making in there. I'll give you an example of something. Our inner circle group is going to now start having one extra day a month where they're going to get together live with Sean from my office and Scott, who's one of the inner circle members, who both of them, Sean and Scott, both trade the SPY. So we're actually going to go through and do some live intro or info on the SPY, how to trade them, and use it as a collaborative to help build out some better strategies on SPY for trading them. So I am real excited for it. I put Scott on the spot last month when I asked him about it. And then I volunteered Sean, who was very excited the next day when I asked him, like, yes, I'm down for it. So, but we've got a lot of stuff like that coming out. There's going to be a brand new Monster Market Movers recording. We're getting set to do a brand new Trading You. First one that we've done new. We're going to do it all brand new, the entire training, start to finish, soup to nuts. Everything is going to be redone. We'll make adjustments, modifications for things that have changed, things that I've learned, other strategies and components in there. We're relaying out our members areas to what we're calling success paths. Instead of saying, here's all this stuff in power option plays, it literally is going to be a path of you need to follow this path, right? We've got a 2-phase on that. The first phase is just to get it all set up. The second phase will be to lay the path itself out, but all of the items are going to be in order. So you'll just literally go down and follow straight along. So if you're newer to power option plays, you would jump in there first. If you're newer in Trading You, you're going to jump in here first. Right? We're going to keep everything that's in there. We're just going to organize it differently and make sure, kind of with the theme of the One Trade Away Challenge, where we said, all right, we're going to go ahead and just lay out 30 straight days of what to do. Kind of that same type of model and or theme in there that we laid out there. All right. So once again, very excited for 2023. Let's see. Scott said, all right, made 10% on my SPY opening gap strategy this morning. Yes. Actually, let's stop that. Cool. Oh, I can do that with this, right? Just gotta be careful not to hit the keyboard. Scott, great trade. I'm excited. Yeah, Jennifer said that'd be great to see step by step. And we're doing that for everything. Amelia's laying it out for Trade Watch alerts. We've got some new tools coming out. You're gonna see, guys, this week. Emails already have started coming out to register for a free training that Tony is doing. Right, so we've got a brand new coach set to start in March. I think it's going to be sometime in February. We've got him. for a brand new strategy technique, something we don't teach right now. Still stock market options related, but it's going to be very specific the way that he trades this strategy. We don't use this indicator at all. And what Sean, another Sean, different spelling, what another Sean has put together is fantastic. I'm real excited for what we're going to have coming out. So, like I said, a lot of great things happening this year. A lot of great things. All right. So keep in mind as we get started, everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. And if you like what you see, make sure you follow along on the various trainings that we've got going on here, right? So those that are in power option plays, January 11th, 8 p.m. January 11th, today is 9, right? So that's Wednesday night. We're going to get into the closing numbers for 2022, which was over $1,400,000 for 2022. We are already up this year. I don't have the document with me today, the paper, but we're already up this year over $20,000, and it's the 9th of the month, which means it was really the 6th of the month. That was Friday. Between and the first wasn't a trading day, right? So from the 3rd to this, over $20,000 this year. I think we've had about 8 or 9 trades already go off. Great systems, great strategies, right? Wealth with Spreads Q&A comes up on the 23rd. Monster Market Movers, the next one is the 25th. And then Trading You, our next one is Jan 30th. Mastermind, of course, every Tuesday night. Power Hour today, folks, originally we had it down that we're going to teach it next week, but I'm out of town. I don't get back until later the day on Tuesday. So my wife and I are headed back down to Florida. So if any of you are on the West Coast, down in that Clearwater area, let me know. Maybe we could hook up there. Let's see. So next one will be the 23rd. Then Trading Coaches Playbook. That's on regular schedule. Becoming a Pattern Whisperer. This is Tony's trainings, folks. Click on that link. I'm going to actually give you a link. Lee, could you drop a link in the box there? Lee's going to drop that in for you. Click on that link. It's a free training from the Pattern Whisperer. The master himself is going to show you how he trades patterns. So take advantage of it. Power option plays, covered call, E-mini think tank are all on regular schedule. This Friday is when I will be doing the power option play since I'll be gone for the weekend. Unless Delta delays me coming back. We've got an early morning flight on Tuesday. Unless they delay me coming back, I should be back in time to do pop on Tuesday night. If not, we'll do it on Wednesday, okay? Here's our follow us page. Make sure you're following along with the latest and greatest. Did we get that other site finished up yet, Sean? That you're propagating that over? Okay. So we've got one more site we're going to add on here, guys. I'm excited for that one. But make sure you follow along. But go over to tradinglikeaboss.com. If you have not done so already, go to tradinglikeaboss.com, where when you go to that webpage, you're going to see all the free resources that we have available. Take advantage of them. The free training Tony has. You can register for your power option plays. You can register for Market Mornings. In Market Mornings, you're going to get a link every day, a link that says, hey, the latest Market Mornings is done. And it's the same page every day. We don't change the page. We just change the video. All right. So make sure you check those out. Oh, I'm so happy we got this in here. Guys, it's 2023 and you need a focus, right? And we've done a lot of different ways to try to get people focused in. And the website I just told you about was tradinglikeaboss.com. And there's a reason that I got that website, and I've been promoting that now for over a year. Because realistically, when you look at an identity for someone at Wealth Builders, you are a trading boss. That to me is what it means. You are the bomb. You are the boss. You are the person that is going to kick ass in this. I can't do it for you, right? But for you to be part of that community, this is what it represents. And I'm going to read it out, okay? So a trading boss is the person who takes control of their financial destiny. Let's put the glasses on, it may be a little bit easier. And does something about it, and doesn't matter what their job, income level, or education, gender, or race. A trading boss sees, looks a little blurry there, Sean, sees an opportunity to reach their financial goals and takes the, looks like we messed this up. So the font seems to have changed a little bit. Yeah. We'll get it fixed, but Trading Boss understands that the I love that word, to become a financial freedom through learning to use the stock market requires hard work. It requires training. It requires dedication. It is no place for the get-rich-quick crowd or for those that want to reap the benefits without putting in the hard work. The trading boss wants positive results. A trading boss wants success. A trading boss wants to see potential gains that comes with trading the market and will not rest until they've done everything in their power to get there. A trading boss recognizes there will be friends, family, and coworkers. I dealt with all of this. Who won't understand or support their mission. The trading boss will shut out all outside noise and focus on taking the steps needed to complete that journey. The trading boss will take their classes, choose to use the best tools, and set aside time to practice their craft. With the preparation will come confidence, achievement, and success. A trading boss will strive to become the best trader possible, and in doing so will have the skills and ability to make the trades that can put them on the road to reaching their personal financial goals, regardless of how modest or grandiose these dreams may be. A trading boss adopts the mentality to put aside all doubts, all fears, all excuses, and takes action. That's what being a trading boss is all about. What I'm setting you up for is a community, which is what we are here. We've got some new ways we're going to start delivering information coming out in this year. We're going to have Trading Boss t-shirts. If you're interested, guys, anything on stuff like that, t-shirts, books that you get through us. I'm not looking to make money off of t-shirts and books. All of that is part of what we donate to the 3 charities that we support. Is anything we get for those. So any of the Amazon commissions, because you bought a book and it paid us $1.82. Ooh, okay. My commissions are about that, right? Round trip. So I don't really care about the $1.82, but all of that is part of what we use for our donations, okay? So Trading Boss, folks, I want you to start thinking about that. It's New Year. It's time to start making that resolution of I'm in. I'm going to make this 2023 is my year. Write it down, circle it, highlight it, post it up on your dream board. Get all of that stuff done so that you are ready to rock this year and just push it straight through. All right. We'll get that one cleaned up. And this will be on the website that you'll be able to download it as well. We'll have a copy of it in the resources. Sean is where I want to put it. Pattern whisperer, right? Learn what it takes to identify chart patterns fast and make smarter trades. Become a pattern whisperer. That's Tony's free training that's coming up tonight is the first one. He's got 3 of them all together. If you go over to the link that Lee dropped in, you've got a drop down in there, and you will pick which one you want to register for. Okay. Oh, don't want to do that yet. All right. So what trades did you guys do today? Drop those trades in. I'm very interested. Funded, non-funded, doesn't matter. It lost money, broke even, made money, doesn't matter. What I care about is that you are hitting enter and trading. So drop those trades in. And while we're doing this, let me go ahead and shift over to mine. I'll share Amelia's in a minute. But you guys drop yours in. Remember, this is all about community. So it is share time. Drop the trades in for us to see. All right. And we'll go and rock on those. So today we had, let me just grab TradeStation. My mouse is fighting with me a little bit here. I don't know why. All right, there we go. So today we had MasterCard was one of the candidates on my list this morning. Let's see, there we go. One of the candidates on the list this morning. They had a nice gap up, a pullback. If we go and look at MasterCard as an example on Omega charts, let me get rid of that orange bar. We don't need that. That is for pop. All right, so for some reason, we're not getting any movement here. There we go. All right, so we got a really nice move today. Right, with that gap up in there, we got above that previous high we had. I love it, right? We got a pullback off that high and a bounce, which was a great opportunity. But we looked at a credit spread this morning on MasterCard. So it was a really nice trade if you were able to capitalize on that one. We had the same type of thing on Visa, right? Gap up and a move. So all of that was awesome. And then we had Microsoft. I had a lot that I couldn't even get on my list this morning because there were just way too many. For today. Microsoft was another upgrade today, right? Nice move. I mean, this was another 30, 40 cents on the credit spread. Fantastic. So hopefully you guys got to take advantage of them. Let's see, SPY. right? Great move up on SPY. So here, let's go look at the intraday or the Omega charts chart. All right. So I don't know why none of my lines transferred over, Sean. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it wiped all my fibs out. That's not it. That's for sure. Okay. Don't know. All right. But SPY gave us a great gap up. We finally have broken out right here to the upside. No economic reports today. Powell talks tomorrow, so things could change. And that's 9 a.m. I think it's tomorrow for his conversation, right? His talk. So that gap up, great opportunities there. Let's see what you guys did on your end. Ooh, Stephanie, that's a share. I gotta say, that's awesome. All right. So let's see. Paula, 8% on SPY. Bringing down the hammer. I don't need to grab the hammer back there. Great job. Great job, Paula. Great job. Stephanie said PayPal, UPS, 76.75 up so far. Great job. Excellent. John said Wheel of Fortune, Tesla, SPY, Beyond, Plug, cash flow over $1,000. You got it too, John. Yeah, baby. Robert S. Did a bull put spread on SPX. Stephanie, Alibaba, 112, 113. Spread got stopped out. Apple, another credit spread stopped out. Dash stopped out. Yeah, Dash went the other way immediately. I think I didn't wait long enough to get into the trade. I think I need to pick 5 stocks that I will always trade and stick with those until I get better. Was doing great in Sim, but not doing as great that I just went to live in January. All right, so there's a lot of emotional differences inside of there, right? Mentally, what you go through. One of the great things, and we're going to have Ryan Litchfield is doing a training for us in the new Trading U, which is called Tripod Trader. Basically, each person takes on 3 personalities. And if you are not trading with a trading partner, which could be nothing more than your spouse, or it doesn't have to be this guru in the market, but that trading partner can take some of that, the mental strain off of you if you're trying to do it on your own. And Ryan's going to actually do some training on that where he teaches you what each of the 3 mechanics, the positions are, like the mechanic, right? And how that affects you mentally, all right? Ryan does a lot of this in his market minefield stuff in his Trader's Forge. But for us, he's going to do that as part of what we've got in Trading U. Right, Scott said, after my opening gap trade, I switched direction on SPY because the bounce was in confluence with the daily fib line. I had drawn and made another 124%. I love it. Robert said, just closed the iron condor on SPX and picked up 30 cents per contract. Great job there, Robert. Great job. Great job. Excellent. All right. Perfect. I appreciate that there, everybody. So with that, let's go over and take a look at Amelia's trades from today. And let's see what we've got. So Amelia did 3 contracts on the Qs, right? This was a directional trade. She bought to open 3 Qs contracts, the 271s at $2.54. And she sold them 8 minutes later. She sold them for $3.04. So that's 50 cents, 19% in 19% in 8 minutes. Not bad whatsoever, guys. 50 cents, 3 contracts, $150. Good job, Amelia. Really good job. Oh, let's not go there just yet. All right. Whew. What a way to start the year off. Great. I appreciate the feedback, the participation, the excitement. All of it is awesome. Right? Make sure you plan on being here each and every week as we go, except next week, of course, as we go through this, right? And figure out what our next steps are. For now, I want to talk SPX though. All right. And like I said, I don't know where all of my fib lines went. I transfer over all of the data from one computer to the next to teach here at the office. So I don't know where my SPX or any of my lines went, where they disappeared to. So let's bring this current. Somehow we backed up a little bit. All right. So we had this confluence happening here, this sideways pattern, this sideways move. And we were in a bearish bias. We were not in a true bear here as the 8 crossed down through the 55, but we were as the 21 crossed down through the 55. Pink was on the bottom, 8 moving average. Green is in the middle, 21 moving average. And then the brown is on top, 55 moving average. Okay. So we got the break to the upside today. Now, Friday was a nice day. Friday was a good bounce. Actually, Friday on power option plays was our best day of the week. I want to say we picked up 16 or 17, maybe 18 grand on Friday alone of last week. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe it was 12 grand. It was a really good day. I don't have my numbers here, but really, really good day. And that move, perpetrated all of it. Well, today's gap up was tremendous. We are now in a bullish bias. What does that mean? Our price is currently above the highest moving average. That's all it means. All right. But it's not a true bull. Our moving averages are completely inverted. They're upside down. We need the pink to be on the top. That's the 8, the 21 in the middle. That's the green, and the 55 on the bottom. That's the brown. That puts us in what we call a true bullish bias. We're not there today. We don't have that, right? I can take a bullish directional trade if you want to pick directional, meaning I'm going to buy this, long. I'm going to hold for a couple of days, couple of weeks, whatever. You could do that, but only the way I would trade this is only to trade it as aggressive. Meaning for us, how we do that in power option plays is we max out at 4 contracts. I don't want to do this with a larger number of contracts. Why? Problem I'm having is larger number of contracts. I don't have a true bullish bias. So the ability to shift and move the opposite direction is still there. I mean, how hard is it? You get 1 or 2 days to the downside and you're back in a bearish territory again. And now you would be, if you closed below the pink, the 8 moving average, you're now back in a true bearish bias, which means load up bear, right, to the downside with 10 contracts or whatever your normal amount of contracts is. If that's 2 or 5 or 50, whatever yours is, that's what that would represent for you, is your normal number of contracts, okay? If we look at the VIX, all right. So VIX as of Friday, there we go. As of Friday, we had a really nice push down. So we've got a bit of a wedge happening on VIX. Right? If you look, there's our down, and there's our up, right? And there is that convex. That's where we meet in the middle, okay? So what tends to happen is if we go too far in, which we may already be too far in, but this is not a stock, this is VIX, so that may not really apply for us there. But if you go too far into this on a stock, on an equity, the market just tends to peter out and just drops down, goes up a little bit. You don't get the strong move, right? As we're wedging into this pattern, we're looking for a breakout. And the breakout is usually going to be whatever, and again, this would be on a stock, not on a VIX. The breakout would be whatever this distance was from where we started the run to where the run topped off at first. Whatever that distance was, about 40% of that. So if it's a stock and that's a $10 move, the breakout expected is about $4. It doesn't mean we just get out at $4. We go over these types of setups in monster market movers, but we use that to our advantage to say this is where our first target is. It's about 40% of a breakout on a wedge, right? And we're talking tens of thousands of setups that this is calculated off of. All right. So just an FYI to keep in the back of your head there. Yeah. And Deborah said, and Amelia wrote on it in between meetings. Loved it. Yes. She was in meetings today with us. We do a meeting every Monday morning. She was in a meeting there, and then she had another one behind it that she was able to get this trade off inside of the meetings, which is really a big part of it for me. Like I do a meeting every day at 9-10 in the morning. It only lasts 10 minutes. It gives me enough time to get to the market and look to start trading on the open. I asked Sean today, I said, what if we backed it to 9 o'clock? Would that still work for you? He goes, yeah, that would probably be better. It'll give me more time to set up in the morning. I said, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, is it gives me a few more minutes. And if I start at 9, we'll finish at 9:10. I got 20 minutes to prep for the market open instead of 10. I've already got my candidates, but it's more of, how do I say this? It's not finding the candidates. I've already done all that work. I did the work last night, and then I review it in the morning in pre-market. Ideally, I wait till after 8:30 just to get an update of what's happening with any economic reports that come out. And then at that point, if I just go and jump in, I'm making a mistake. I need to decompress and think about it, analyze it, position one in the chair, right? Just lean back, looking at what's happening from a distance that I really can't touch the keyboard, right? And just trying to make the analysis of what I want to do next. That's why I want a few minutes in the morning to just kind of let my head clear out a little bit before I dive, both feet in and make a mistake, right? So big part of it for me is just that, right? Having that time each and every day. You guys will see in summertime, spring, a little bit early fall, I'll be in my backyard. I do a bunch of little short videos that we publish on Instagram and all over the place, and I'll be doing them from the backyard. I'm out there with the dogs, I'm hanging out, I'm looking at the garden, I'm just sitting under my gazebo, just, picking on the peach tree, having some breakfast, just all my prep stuff as I get ready for the market to open, right? It's just my way of, I've gotten everything ready. Now it's time to bring it down a little bit and jump in. Now, when I was working full time, I didn't have that choice. I had to do what I had to do, right? I had to do that while I'm at work, right? My only time to trade when I was at work was at lunchtime. That was it. There was no other way of doing this without getting me fired. So, all right. So let's go ahead and let me bring us back into the presentation. And y'all saw the email come out where we talked about the topic, right? The best trade to start the year off, right? So a couple of different things about this. The very first thing is there one trade that every single person should take? I see some of these traders out there that tell people, no, just the only trade you ever need is this one here. This one works. You got to take this trade, blah, 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 blah. Well, if it's a day trade, and for many of them it is, there's one in particular I'm thinking of that was a futures trade, and you're in and out of your first exit in the first 2 or 3 minutes. For many people, that will freak you out. The thought that you got to get out that fast, it takes you longer to think about it than 2 or 3 minutes for getting out, right? And many of the trades were out in seconds. Woo! In, out. Man, that was awesome. I made 42 cents. I'm not saying the 42 cents is bad, but just because that trade produced the profit, that doesn't mean it's the best trade for you. So I'll give you an example. I had a gentleman that worked for me. His name was Robert. He was a planner in a manufacturing company that I ran, all right? Robert would make a horrible day trader. He would look at all the information, all the details, spend hours to come back and give a customer an answer of, yes, we can do it for that date, right? Because he made sure that every piece fit. If that trade showed up and Robert had to go, oh, I'm in, and then boom, pull the trigger and get back out again, he'll just have a heart attack and die right on the spot. Right? It's not his type of trade, right? So there is not one trade setup that works best for everybody. Are there patterns that are a higher probability than others? Yes. So if you took a pattern as an example and you look at a pattern as a breakout pattern, right? So let me see, where are my drawing tools? Don't have them here. All right, so give me a second. Let me start this up and then hit pause. I'm not really recording anything. We're recording it on the back end. Okay, I just need a drawing tool. Okay, so if you have a very ugly support line there, right? And you get a stock that, it was kind of climbing up and then it gets a close right here. And then the next day, the candle kind of looks like this. And that's at, let's call it 10 o'clock in the morning, right? So the market's open a half an hour. We get that breakout. Can that breakout be taken? Yes, it absolutely can. Does a breakout work or fail? Yes, it will work or fail, right? It's not a matter of the breakout. It's a matter of what pattern best fits your risk profile. For me, the breakout itself doesn't work in most cases. Okay, I would rather see a pullback now, whether it's intraday, meaning it broke out today and now it's pulled back to support and bounce. And it doesn't have to come right back down to it, but it has to move down towards it. Here's why. As we broke out, who's in control? The bulls, BU, the bulls are in control. As we're moving back, when I say control, maybe the wrong word. As we're pulling back and getting towards the support level, the bears are forcing that to happen inside of that trade, right? So the bulls drove it up, the bears pulled it down. Now we're sitting at support. It's a key level. What's it going to do? It's going to go up, it's going to go down, or it's going to go sideways. Yes. So how do you trade it? It depends what it presents next. If this breaks to the upside now, if this move comes into the upside from here, right? That right there would be my call, my long call. Or my long call, let's call it, right? Now, the long call could also be a bull put spread. It could be any kind of debit spread that brings you credit and or is bullish, all right? So it could be a debit spread if you wanted it to be. I'm not saying don't do debits. I like credits better, but Amelia crushes it on debit spreads all the time. All right. So if it bounced off of here, awesome. That's exactly what I want to see happen. But let's say it doesn't bounce off of here. Ooh, okay. That was strange. Let's say instead, we've got that winding road, right? There was our close. The next day, today, here's our move. Right? We pull back. And now the candle fails. Right there. We get a red bearish candle. It fails. Now what? Okay, see, you're at what's called a switchback trade. It's a trade setup that can be taken bullish or bearish. It really is just going to come down to what do you want it to do? You know, what do you see it doing, not want it to do, right? At this point, what do I need to see happen? Let's see. Some of you typed in some notes there. Let me comments. Let me see. Brenda said, should we wait for a break above the previous candle's body or below the candle body? Give me a second to get into that component of it, Brenda, right? So we're looking at this move down. Now, what do I want to see? Well, no different than what we saw on the top side for a bearish move. Come back and retest and fail, and that is where I will take the bearish entry. BE bear, okay? That is where I'll take the bearish entry if I can get the fail. But Rob, what if it just doesn't do that and it gaps down tomorrow or the next candle and just continues to go? You have to make that decision if you're going to trade the breakout. Go back and analyze how many times a stock breaks out of a level. How many times it breaks out of a support level or a resistance level. And on that breakout, it fails almost immediately. I mean, come on, guys. How many times have we seen this? Stock moves up. You had a nice wick in there. The bulls were all over that. Bulls were trading that like crazy. What bulls? The bulls that are trying to get in early. The ones that are trying to time the market and get the absolute best, lowest price they can get on the entry, go. And I'm not saying that's bad, but listen, I would rather, I've used this example before. I need you to think of the market as one thing and one thing only. I need you to think of the market as a hamburger. Yes, a hamburger. Yes, I am not a very good drawer. I get it. Right? Here's the meat in the middle. This is the bread or the bun. This is the bun, the bread right there. Right? All I want you to get really good at in the market is taking the meat out of the middle. Forget the bread. You're not supposed to eat anyway. It's no good for you. Don't try to capture the whole thing. It already made a move up. That's the lower part of the bun. Now you get some of the meat. You get out. It's got more room to go yet, but you took a profit on it. We were in Inner Circle over the weekend, Friday and Saturday. Ryan Litchfield taught for the 2 days. And we were talking, I think it was NVIDIA. And Roman had said, yes, I took that trade this morning on NVIDIA. Roman is in, he's out, he locks in the profit, he calls it a day, he walks away. Right? He's not trying to get 5 cents or 10 cents. He's looking for decent moves, which is why he's picking stocks like NVIDIA and Netflix and so forth, right? Because they give us decent moves. Even a Roku gives a really decent move when done right? Roku at $50, $60, guys, $40, whatever it is now, right? I mix them and PayPal and some of the other, I know PayPal's a bit higher than Roku, but it's just insane how low some of these prices have gotten there. Right here, kitty. Exactly, Scott. Exactly. Here, kitty. So bottom line is what? Bottom lining it is this here. When you get this, let's just change colors. This is a very ugly blue. Let's use this. All right. You have a support level right in here. We had a stock that was moving up. Throws a candle there and gives us a breakout, right? And this is, the market's still open. This is intraday. That's our breakout candle right there. We got above the support level, right? At that point, we're still at a switchback trade. We could fail and drop down below, but either I want to see it move back, doesn't have to go all the way and bounce, or break to the downside, come up, not all the way, and fail, doesn't have to go all the way, and take the bearish entry on that trade. Either way, I'm looking for a very specific pattern. So to me, it is not the trade type. This is the pattern on the chart. Now, do you want to buy a call? Do you want to sell a put? Do you want to do a bull put spread? Do you want to do a diagonal spread? Do you want to do an iron condor? Now it comes up to you, the strategy. There is no best trade to do. There is a best strategy to do even. There is a best pattern to trade. I want you to go ahead this week, and I'm going to ask next week when we come back to Power Hour, or a week after, I'm going to ask you guys how many of you looked at it and saw what you saw. And what I want you to look for is this. I want you to look at when you have a stock that breaks out of a major support or resistance line, it doesn't matter. I want you to go back historically and look at that support and resistance and look at that breakout and say, how many times did it attempt to break out and fail? Where it broke above the line, it could have closed up there a little bit and came back and broke back down. You may get ones that physically broke out, retest, bounce, but still fail, right? They still fail, okay? I want you to go ahead and analyze the numbers there and see what it is. And you're going to realize, if you do it on some of the major companies out there, you're going to realize that most companies have a much better viewability when it is on a stock that has that breakout happens with a retest and a bounce. Okay? That's going to give you the best opportunity to be right in that trade, is on that pattern. Okay, so let me see. What do we got here? Robert's asking. Robert said, the one who thinks they know where the market is going, get in on the breakout. Risky business. Might as well flip a coin with bear or bull on each side. I have one of those, Robert, by the way. And go with the direction of the winds on the flip. Exactly. Which one has 52% versus 48? That's what you're going to go with, right? I agree. I mean, listen, I'm not saying breakouts don't work. Guys, it's a systematic approach. The majority of my trades look like this. But today we had news with the breakout, the gap up on an upgrade from MasterCard, an upgrade from Visa, right? And Microsoft and so forth, okay? On that, I look at the pattern and I look at the breakout and determine, because I'm already looking at that in pre-market, and determine, all right, if it ran right into a resistance level, has it moved too far? I'm going to wait a candle or two to look and see if you get a reversal. Does it break out of the resistance, retest, and bounce? It's even better if that's the pattern, that's the case. But on the newsy type stuff, I'm not necessarily waiting for the retracement. What I'm looking for is everybody that's jumping in because MasterCard gapped up this morning and they're buying calls, and the market maker's like, oh yeah, baby, jack that premium up. Rip them off, baby. Well, if an option is too high of value, how do we offset that? Well, maybe you don't buy it, but you sell it so you're paid too much money, right? And that's where so many of these $1 spreads will generate 30, 40, 50 cents on a, a 150, 151, right? Of premium on the option. And then you could watch, not immediately in most cases, but sometimes, just volatility crush happens immediately, but you'll just watch the volatility happen where as long as the stock makes a movement, continues, you'll see the vol crush on that. And what you got 60 cents for in premium, you could buy back for 10 or 20 cents now and call it a day, right? So it's not a one size fits all. That's why I said that right in the beginning. There is no one strategy, one system, one pattern, there is no one, right? What there is best practices. And that's what I want you guys to focus on is what's the best practice, right? What's the best way to look at trading it? Yeah, Brenda said, I want one of those coins too. Yeah, there's plenty of places you can get them, Brenda, right? I keep mine. It sits right on my desk on a lamp that I have the base of a lamp. It sits right on the base of my desk lamp for me, right? It's pretty interesting. Actually, we've got, and I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of this. Where's the red dot? Okay. So we've got this little spinner thingy here that I bought for the desk, right? So it stopped at liquidate, right? It's kind of the magic 8-ball. It stopped at sell, right? So we're going to look at, maybe I'm going to look to build a little frame. That's buy. I'm going to build a little frame for it, maybe put it at an angle on the back wall over there, right? That's why it's off on the side. I'm taking it home with me to make that for it. Not sure. I mean, Brenda, just type in Bull Bear coin. There's a, Sean, do you remember the place we got the bell? Was it Bull Bear, Wall Street, or? Yeah, I don't remember the place we bought this bell at, but they sell a lot of, if you search for stock market gifts, it's not cheap. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the Norman Rockwell that's up there was like $250 on it we bought, right? It's an authentic statue and blah, 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 right? Which means nothing really, but it was something I liked. It's the ticker tape, right? And so things are not cheap. This bell was, a few $100s. Solid brass, solid wood base. The thing weighs 15 pounds. This thing is only, you may not be able to tell, but this bell is only maybe 14 inches tall. The box it came in was over 3 feet tall, right? Just to protect it. So but Brenda, you can find those out there. If I find them somewhere, I'll put a link on them in our resources somewhere. I'll look what I can find. I've got mine now for 20 plus years. My coin. All right. Excellent. Fantastic. All right. So what stocks do you guys want me to take a look at? Drop those puppies in. Just buy me one. Okay. Yeah, you got it, Brenda. All right. So Brenda's got Qs. So let me go ahead and do this, but drop your stocks in, guys. There you go, John. Man after my own heart. I think there's tremendous money to be made on Tesla right now. Right? So on the Qs, what's going on with Qs? Right? We have an overall bearish pattern setting up on the Qs. Very ugly overall. We did gap up today into a neutral bias. If we hold, we're in a neutral bias there, right? So caution, Brenda. I would be looking at, tomorrow. Today was a big move. Assuming we close where we are, it's been a big move. I'd be looking at, do we get any kind of pullback tomorrow, especially with Powell speaking? Do we give some back? The NASDAQ, many of you know, has suffered the most of every other stock that's out there. Holy crap. Stuff's falling off Sean's wall over there, posters. Okay. Note to self, that didn't work. Sorry about that. So caution on it, just with the breakout of where it is. It's in a neutral bias right now. Nothing crazy about it at this point. All right. Let's see. We got lots and lots and lots. Wow. I see at least 3 times. John, Kevin, and Karen have all asked for Tesla. All right. So I love the gap up today. Right, we got into a bearish neutral bias. First time we've been there in a while. right? Since back here, which is in November, end of November, since we've been in that bearish neutral bias, we've just had a slide from $200 down to $100, right? We're back up again. I've said this before. My cardiologist and I, we spend more time talking about Tesla than we do about my heart when I go in there, right? When I go in for my annual checkup, it's just, did you see what Tesla's done? Oh my God, have you bought some more? I mean, he's got a big part of his portfolio in there. Now, he's owned it for a long time. He's done extremely well, right? He's bought some on the down as well to lower his cost basis, but he's done extremely well on Tesla, okay? So right now, Tesla's moved to the upside. I like what's happened there, but we're going to need to see a little bit more strength first. So this is a great starting point, right? But for right now, we've got resistance up above head of about 130. Yeah, about 130. Okay. I'd love to see us make it to the 130. It's been a while. I mean, when was the last time we hit 130? I was on the downside back on December 22nd. Right? I love here, you know what? Just to hit on a point. Right? Here's the breakout, and we come right back inside. Here's the breakout, we come back in, breakout, we come back in, we gap down, go further down, and we move back up. That's the research I'm talking about doing. Go look at how many times that happens. Whereas if you found a stock that closed, moved up, retested, and bounced, would that be a better opportunity? Right? So I like Tesla a lot. Again, we're going to want to see where it settles out. We could look at it from an intraday standpoint as well, but I want to see where it settles out and how the continuation of that bounce goes. Does it make it up through its next fib line, which gives us a confluence with about with that 21 moving average right now. All right. So, but I am a big fan of Tesla at this point. Huge fan of Tesla. Brenda said, yeah, but the time I saw it, it was too late to get in. Absolutely, Brenda. So you say next. I mean, I know you're a Q's trader, but you're not going to take every trade. You're not going to get every single one of them. It's impossible. And I'm okay with that. You know, next, you find the next setup that's in there, right? Now, whether it was a timing thing, meaning I was at work or busy and I just didn't see it. I was in the bathroom making breakfast on a phone call, whatever. You know, I missed out on that trade. Okay, great. That's one issue. If the issue wasn't that, but the issue in turn was I was looking at another stock and I missed it. See, now that's a whole different ballgame. That comes down to making sure we set alerts. That gap up. So if we look at today's, let's look at the Q's intraday. Okay. So we got a gap to the upside. The wick stretched up. We pulled back and we bounced. All right. So if you're looking at this, saying, man, I think this is the opportunity. We ran up, we pulled back. You didn't come all the way back. You're not going to fill that gap. That's a big gap, right? It's not normally going to fill something that big. And then we started to rock from there. If you missed it, we came back in and retested our 8 intraday, and we got a bounce from there, right? And then we've started flattening off a little bit and a little drift over. Welcome to lunchtime, right? And then, of course, and with lunch gives the doldrums, right? We're just kind of blah in there, just that pullback. So if you missed it, you missed it. You just wait for the next setup, Brenda. At this time of the day, I'm not doing anything at all before 1:30. That's it. That's the earliest I'm looking to do anything. And usually I won't take an entry after 2:30, normally. Unless, again, there's news or a reason that's driven behind it. You know, Russia pulls out of the war and the market goes crazy. I don't care if it's, 348. I'm going to look to trade at that point, right? Whenever I can to capitalize on it. Roman, I replied back to your message this morning. So let me know if you don't see it, because I did send it out to you this morning. So we need to set that up, right, where we get some time to talk. All right. I hope that helps on Tesla. Then we've got NVIDIA. NVIDIA, what a great move today. I love NVIDIA, folks, is just a phenomenal stock. If you look at the overall move right here, just to pick an example, all right, we gapped up right to the moving averages. So what do we do here? Let's do this. I'm going to back today off. I'm going to back today's candle off, right? And you can see yesterday, and I need to write it down. I'm just going to write down the 21 moving average. The 21 EMA was at 153.03. Right, see it right here? 153.03. That's yesterday on NVIDIA. Now let's go back to TradeStation. $153.03. All right. So look what happened. We gapped up into it, stretched above, and we failed. Same candle. The next candle, we closed above. I'm going to back it up. Look what happened. We closed just above this candle, just above that line, which is 153.03. And then look at this candle right here. Our low was 152.94. So we stretched back to that line and we bounced. That was the ideal setup, was right there on NVIDIA. Right freaking there. Right? That line I snapped in there is the 21 moving average. We gapped up above, we retested it, and we bounced. Right? I love the overall pattern, the overall setup of what we're looking at in there. Okay? And then if we bring this back in to where we could see the entire day, now we're talking about a move that went above 153. You're going to be in around 154. Right now it's at 160. That's a $6 move. If you chose an option with a 70 delta, that's about $4, $4.20 minus your bid-ask spread plus your gamma, which is going to increase your delta. But call it $4. $4 you're picking up on this option for the day. And that $4 was there, well, 3 of it for sure was there, 20 minutes after you got in the trade, 25 minutes after. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. Right there. Let's see. No worries, Roman, you're good. Scott says, thank you, Rob, for reminding me to buy a few shares of Tesla for the long term. I meant to do that a few days ago and forgot. Well, there you go. Roman said NVIDIA was good for sure. Roman, did you trade it today? NVIDIA? I know that's one of your majors that you look at. So I love Tesla. Love NVIDIA. They are amazing. Guys, if you look at NVIDIA, it's $148 stock. Well, 160 now, but it was 148 and it moves about $7.5, $7 to $7.5 a day. I don't know about you, but I can get excited about that. Tesla, no different. I mean, heck, Roku, right? We look for high wildest average true range stocks. High Fibit stocks is what we want to trade. Period. The end. Let's see. Roman said overslept. Now just looking at it and holding my hand behind my head. I know. Actually, this is Roman. No, I get it. I've done that too, right? Let's see. All right, guys, I got to back up a little bit so I can get to all the questions up here. So I hope that helps, guys, on NVIDIA, right? Give me the pullback, the bounce. If you're not in that trade already, it's probably too late on the day, right? Unless you can bounce up a key level, 158, 7.5 or so. Robert S is asking for Amazon. Well, I like the gap up finally. I don't want to ask the question where I'm asking you to type it in the chat box because it's going to mess me up even more. We're trying to keep up with all of the stocks that are in there. But I want you to notice, take a look at the chart. And I'm even going to help you. Okay, there we go. What do you notice? What's the very first thing, for me anyway, this is just how my mind works, and I'll tell you what it is. What's the very first thing you see when you look at that chart? And I don't want to give you any info on it at all because I don't want to influence, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't want to influence your thought. I want you to come up with what you see. What's the first thing? And again, I'm not looking for you to type it in. Right, I'll tell you what I see or what I'm talking about there. I see the 21 moving average. We have used that as a major breakout and fail point from November. We broke out here, big gap up, and we gave it all back, fell a little bit further down. We broke out here. Now we have lower highs, and we failed from there. We broke out here, once again, lower high and a bigger and lower lows, right? We failed from there. We broke out here. Does that mean we're going back down? I don't know, but you've got to have that thought in your head. What would tell me it's not going down? Well, maybe if it retests and bounce. There you go. Could the breakout just be a continuation? It could. But look at how many times we broke out of the 21 before and failed. So the question you've got to ask yourself, the magic question is, what is out there? What news, information is out there, pattern that tells me this is the time? If you are taking it because you want to participate in that trade, I'm fine with that. But then take a small trade. Just take it as an aggressive entry, right? A few contracts, a few shares. Now, if it breaks out and you want to add to it after, great. Or if it goes too far and you say, oh, man, I don't want to add anymore. It's had a great run already. Okay, at least you're in the trade, right? But it's all about risk management. It's managing that position. You are not overexposed in that position one lousy bit, okay? So when we look at Amazon, guys, we've had a great move to the downside on Amazon. Right, we're back at $89 right now. I almost don't want Amazon to go over 100 because with us in power option plays, we trade 20 contracts on anything that's under $100 now. So the Amazons, the Rokus, the PayPals, the Googles, right? Almost the Teslas, right? 20 contracts at Tesla. Oh yeah, I could deal with that for sure. With those kind of moves, right? So right now we're in a neutral bias. That's great. Give me a bounce off the 20 moving average, the green line, and a move up, and we've got a phenomenal opportunity there. All right. So Robert, I hope that helps. Yeah, Roman said NVIDIA was good for sure. Absolutely. Deborah said Tesla can squeeze if it breaks out and or for tomorrow. Yes, Deborah, I am okay. So if we look at intraday on Tesla. Ooh, it's that time already, huh? If we look at intraday on Tesla, what would we call this? Let's see. I don't even know what it's called here. I just know what the graphic looks like. I gotta find rectangle. There we go. Got a dreaded box of neutrality in there. Look what we have lived for hours today. So either way, break to the upside, retest and bounce, break to the downside, retest and bounce. That's fine. I would prefer where? I prefer to the upside because when we look at the chart here, right, the downside gives me room, yes, down to that 21 moving average, but man, oh man, I got major room to the upside in there. So I like that a whole lot better. So Stephanie said, on the Q, since there are weeklies every day, what do you pick for credit spreads. I always try to pick the shortest time possible. So normally I want to pick today. Let's see. Deborah said Netflix was strong too, continuing. Yes, absolutely. Paul is asking for Apple. Let me try to get through some of the last ones for you guys here. Apple, same scenario, guys. Big bounce to the upside. I saw an analyst on the other day that compared them to other companies in their space, and Apple was very much undervalued on price based on their earnings, right? So on their multiple. So they had a multiple of 12 or 15 or something. Others that are much higher priced that are in multiples of 30, right? So I mean, they should be trading higher. So he quoted Apple at it should have been at $240 based on that. I don't know if Apple makes it to 240. My portfolio would be very happy if Apple made it to 240, but I don't foresee that now anyway happening. But Apple is definitely undervalued, right? So again, I'd like to see that move up, get above that 21 moving average. Caution on day like today, folks, and everything is broken out already. A lot of this is just comments on what I said before. Rick said Amazon CCI seasonality has broken through the first time in a while. Ah, there you go, Rick. Okay. Yep, we've been down here for a very long time. Yep, commodity channel index. Good point. Let's see. Kevin said, when you trade Tesla, do you buy the weeklies? Only. Right? I don't care if it's Friday at 3:45 in the afternoon, weekly, today's expiration. I'm not holding it overnight. I buy it as short a time as possible. Think about it. If my goal is to be out on a day trade the same day, why do I need any more than the shortest time period? Right? So yes, I'm normally buying the front week or front day, whatever it is. Scott said, on Amazon, I just noticed that the last 3 fails were gap up and fail. This time it looks like a gap up and go. And right, when the day is not over, Scott, but you are right. You are right. We had that gap and fail. This time we're moving the opposite direction, but we can turn into that type of pattern as well. It's just a matter of where it goes. But I agree with you, right? And this might be the one that's different. But the breakout this morning of where it broke out to was not a place to say it broke out and it's going up because it's a gap and go. We didn't know that yet, right? That's kind of the point of more what I was getting at there. But yes, you're absolutely right. Roman said, Netflix, would you consider it as a break and a retest only if it happened during lunch? Yeah, I'm careful about this. I wouldn't be trading it during lunch, Roman. So I would be waiting on that for sure. Kevin said, and use the 20 delta. So what was your last comment there, Kevin? Because I don't remember. Yeah, but what about the 20 delta? Yeah, so if I am doing a naked put on with a 20 delta, if I'm buying an option, I'm buying a 65 to 85 delta, closer to 65, long directional. If I'm a credit spread trader, I'm looking for more of horizontal lines on a chart. In other words, where am I buying or selling that spread against? What level on the chart, right? Is really what I'm looking for, right? So guys, Lee has dropped in some links for you throughout the day, throughout this class here today. It was a great class, being back, first time back for the year. Lee, drop in the link for Tony's again, if you would, please. Yeah, so if I am buying, Kevin, if I am buying a Tesla option, I'm buying short term 65 to 85 delta. So the shortest, whatever the closest expiration is for a day trade is what I'm entering, 65 to 85 delta, 100 on the open interest. As long as I have those components, I'm good to go, right? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and get registered for Tony's class. I'm excited for it. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Everybody, have a great day, and I will see you at our next updates. Thanks, folks. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.